I've got the side bending press heating up, and the wood is soaking in the tub in the other room. So as soon as this gets hot enough that when I flick water on the sheet metal it just sizzles, I will be ready to put the rosewood side in the press and get it bent into a guitar shape. Alright, the press is hot and the wood is wet, so here I go bending the first side. Took about 10 minutes for the press to get hot enough with the 3 200-watt light bulbs, and I soaked the wood for about the same amount of time. So slides between the two pieces of sheet metal, and I look for the mark indicating where the waste is. Pretty amazing how pliable the wood is when it's wet and hot. So there we go. I will let that cook for about 10 more minutes. Set my timer. And then I'll just unplug the lights and let this sit overnight. Tomorrow I'll bend the other side. I've got both sides bent and out of the press, obviously, and I just finished gluing in the tail block. Don't know if it shows up, but I always laminate my tail blocks with 2 pieces of wood, so I have one piece where the grain is running perpendicular to the sides, and then the other piece it's running parallel to the sides, and I just figure it gives a stronger block than either one of those grain directions by itself. So the block has a 20-foot radius of curvature to it, which is exactly the same as the sides of the guitar at the tail end. Now the next thing I'll do is put the sides back into my mold and start gluing in the kerfed linings along the sides, and that will help keep them right exactly the shape I want them to be. This guitar is also going to have an arm bevel on the bass side right around here, so I won't glue any kerfing in there. I'll instead use this block of mahogany and make the internal block that will be supporting the arm bevel. Of giving the sides some rigidity before the soundboard is glued on, so I don't have to worry about them moving around a whole lot. Okay. While the lining dries on the treble side, I'll start trying to fit the block of mahogany that's going to be used as the armrest. So I've marked on the side of the guitar where I want the mahogany to terminate. So all I'm going to do is make a tracing of the side and then mark those ends. And now I'll cut this out and sand it to shape and see what I've got. I decided to extend this block a couple inches beyond where I had originally intended to put it because it just didn't seem long enough. You can see now it fits quite nicely with no gaps. So now I'm going to just make it a uniform thickness of about 7/8 of an inch. I use my compass to mark that out and then trim it back with the saw, and the ends I'll just taper kind of like that. Now this is going to be a bevel of about 60 degrees from the outer edge. So I really don't need all of this wood under here. It's just extra weight in the guitar. So before I glue this block in place, I'm going to scrape away a bunch of this wood and lighten it up as much as possible while still keeping the block strong enough for when I make the bevel. Here's the bevel, sanded smooth and ready for gluing onto the side. When I glue it, I'll leave the bevel, maybe a 32nd of an inch higher than the sides and sand it level at the same time that I sand all the kerfing level. I'll just let that dry.